Hey.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I didn't expect that. I told you I was going to start talking, and you started rapping.
Yeah, I didn't say what I was going to do.
I guess you didn't.
No.
Funny. Good job. You want some more time? You wasn't rapping. You was beatboxing.
What's up?
Law. That was funny.
Welcome to who?
You know what I listened to right before you got here?
What?
Wagon Wheel. And now you're beatboxing.
What is Wagon Wheel?
I'll play it for you later. I can't whistle. Look, the only thing I can do whistle-wise is this. I got suck in.
You literally inhaled.
That's the only way I can do it. So guess what happened to me the other night?
What?
I thought somebody broke into my house.
You saw what?
Well, I didn't think somebody broke into my house. I thought I was getting ready. I thought someone had already was in the house.
Right.
That was foe, not friend. And quit yawning. I'm telling you a good story.
Oh, I'm sorry. My brain needed oxygen, and you told me not to breathe. Inhale. Okay. That's how that works.
Quit beatboxing and listen.
Okay.
So, I was in the house, asleep, and I kept getting like these like laser blue lights coming across the room. And I was like, it's a scope. I'm getting ready to get shot. But then I realized like the blinds are shut.
That scope is strong.
Like the blinds are shut. And so I'm up. And I got my pajamas on, and I am like stealth walking through my bedroom because I'm going to find the murderer. Because obviously I'm not going down easy.
Right.
And they have to be in my room. Like they've had to get this far because it's in my room. And they're not a sniper. Anyway.
Just your imagination.
No, it was not. First of all, no, it was not my imagination. Thank you very much.
What's the price of admission? It was a sniper.
Well, it was like 2:00 in the morning. So shut up. But I never found it. I don't know what caused it, but I'm not dead. Hi.
That's good to know.
Yeah, but like no window was open. So I don't know where it came from.
One of the kids.
Maybe it's haunted. Maybe I'm haunted.
See, I ain't even play like that.
Listen, maybe, maybe it just escalated.
Is that Casper, the friendly ghost?
And he's got a laser beam that's blue and it's saying, hello.
Man, I'll be out of this house so quick.
Listen, well, and that can intro to, hey, we're recording at my house today.
Are we? Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Are we?
I mean, for real.
It's kind of clear.
I mean, honestly.
We're at my house. So if you hear booms of doors, it's because the kids didn't listen that we're recording into hush it. Right. But I'll tell you what, Jeffrey.
Yes.
I'm going to do a little different on the intro.
Okay.
Tell me something good that happened to you this week. What happened yesterday? What'd you do last night? That's not what you did. I mean, I guess at some point probably.
No, actually what happened was we had our choir kickoff, our community choir kickoff, and so I was very happy. It's the Winter Garden Community Choir and some of my professional group, Voce del Corte, we had our choir kickoff. And so it was neat because, it's basically talk about the season and what's coming up and the different collaborations that we're going to have. And, well...
What happened, Jeff?
Well, what had happened was, we said,
Did you get a phone call from me about 20 minutes before it started?
Can I tell the story?
Okay, sorry.
You literally asked me to tell the story.
Sorry.
So, budgeted for one number for food. Boy, were we wrong. It was a good wrong, but we were wrong, So we thought one number, and it turned out being like 100.
Triple.
Yeah, triple. So we had over 160 people there, with people sending messages, hey, can't be there today, but we'll be at the first rehearsal. So it was.
I went through the email today, and there was like 16.
Wow.
Total that couldn't make the first. Well, I went through the email, the DMs on Instagram. There's more DMs on Instagram for your stuff, but it was about 16 people that couldn't be there last night. Well, say 14 because one said that they couldn't, but then they ended up being able to make it.
Right.
So, but yeah, I was shook.
Yeah, you called me Jeff. Jeff.
Well, because
we was wrong on the number.
You went to go get the food.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there just trying to, like, I've worked in choir stuff for years now. Mm-hmm. So I'm setting up. I got my girls with me that's setting up as old school choir moms. Like,
right.
We coming through in clutch. And then it's like,
Jeff, you got 4 seconds.
Like, can they get you more food real quick? Because it's 20 minutes till and we've exceeded the number.
Yeah. And I was fine until you called me. I was really fine. Why she got to call and say
I called my mom.
Yeah. What'd she say?
I called mommy and she goes, why are you calling me? You need to call him. I reckon. And so then I called you. So, Nancy, if you're listening to this, Jeff got stressed because you told me to call him.
I'm like, why are you calling me for this?
What
we gonna do?
She's in Tennessee. I thought mommy would know. Mommies always know what to do.
What we gonna do, Jeff? What we gonna do? I don't just go with the flow. I mean, nothing to...
Listen,
we ain't got enough food.
Let me tell you something. I did bring home about 7 cookies and like 2 Coke Zeros and some Sprite. Fun fact, guys. Diet Sprite.
You still got them cookies?
Yeah, they're downstairs.
Oh, good.
But out of all of that food, that was all that was left. But, I mean, I'll tell you what. Jesus was blessing your place because I felt like we had 2 fish. 2 fish. Was it 2 fish and 5 loaves or 5 loaves and 2 fish?
It was one of them.
I need to give that a go. Anyway, like, he multiplied.
I mean, for real. For real.
To where there were 6 cookies left.
That's it.
But people probably like, can we drive through McDonald's on the way home?
Yeah, like, no. But, it was a fun evening of, laughter, conversation, some tears. Just the atmosphere was beautiful.
It was great.
It was a beautiful atmosphere and people just getting caught up, with all this COVID stuff and being able to connect and they just ready to sing, so I'm excited.
And I'm a new face in your OCS world.
Yeah.
And they were a lot of people I've just talked to, like text message and email, they're so happy to be able to be back. They're so happy to be able to talk to you. There was one lady, oh, she was so sweet. She'd always wanted to do it and was nervous.
Yeah.
To come. And then she said to me, which I'm telling them, but because I've already told you.
Right.
But she came up to me, she goes, I've seen him do stuff before. I would love to just talk to him for 1 second, introduce myself. And what did I do?
Brought her right up to me.
Yeah, I elbowed your conversation.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me. But I mean, I knew those people. Excuse me,
right.
You all know him. And I know you too. She would like to meet you. And she was so grateful.
She's a sweetie.
She was so sweet. These people are such sweet people and are excited to get involved.
Yeah.
Like, to sing, but then get involved in the community and have, like, friends in the community.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are missing friendships. And a lot of people ended up realizing that when you and I don't mean that these people alienated people. I mean, like, when you are alienated because of something like COVID, where you can't get with your people, you cherish it a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do. And it was just one of those things in which I sat back and I watched and just kind of got emotional because I was like, this is just beautiful. It's just, it's the power of community. Mm-hmm. It's just a wonderful thing. And so I'm excited to hear the Winter Garden Community Choir. I'm excited to hear Voce del Corde. I'm excited to hear them together. I'm excited of the direction and the different things that we got going on. It's just a good spot to be in.
I'm proud of you.
It's just, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everyone who's been a part of it, who's there and just kind of just
listen.
being.
I just been an information giver. Anyway, let me tell you something.
Yeah, what's that?
You see me picking at my arm right here?
Yeah.
You see that? You know what that is?
What?
That's a carpet burn.
For what? I mean, it's so random. I got a couple
No, you know why I wanted to tell you?
one.
Because this is my flipping hooray of the day.
Mm-hmm.
What have I started doing this week?
I don't know what we started doing. You went to school. What else?
Yeah, I did that. But that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Just tell me.
You know, I wanted you to announce it. The gym.
Oh, you know,
You're so hateful.
the gym. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you actually been killing it. I've been very proud of you. You've been going to that gym.
Thank you, but that's a carpet burn from the towel that goes on my yoga mat. Because I sweated so much, my elbow slid off a towel on a yoga mat. Because I now work out in 125 degree rooms. Whatever. It's not a big deal.
What do you call it? The hot sauna place?
Hot Works.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I think you love it.
I do love it.
Good.
Well, and I will say this for anybody out there who listens, because I know some of y'all have messaged me that you've got like immune issues too. You know what? As someone who made me work until 10 o'clock last night, how have I been doing?
You've been doing great.
Night and day, right?
Yeah. Actually, you have been.
Right. Oh, and then, so I got my x-rays back from the chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a little tiny extra rib. Have you seen?
But located where though?
So listen.
Because the way you said, I got a rib. Where?
Listen, people called me mannish before. Maybe that's where my little mannish rib came up here.
Oh, brother. Here we go.
No. So this is what he said. He was like, my chiropractor is the bomb. And I totally thought it was like a scary voodoo stuff before until I went and I could move. Because you had to drive me to the chiropractor because I could not drive. I could not walk. Like walking was hard. So we don't know what I did. I sneezed or something and like blew my head off and I was injured. So I tried for 4 days to treat myself. It was like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We recorded and stuff, but like we recorded with me with like ice on my neck. And then one Monday, no, it was a Tuesday. The Monday I was struggling pretty bad. That Tuesday I woke up and was like, and I could not like to breathe. I felt like I was getting like stabbed. Well, I went to go try to make an appointment with my GP. They didn't want to see me for like a day and a half, whatever. So everybody at work was like, you got to go see Dr. Bill. So I was like, you know, when you get to where you're in so much pain, you'll just do whatever. It's like, I don't care. It's fine. I'm going. I don't care. If he breaks my neck off, it will stop hurting. Because chiropractic scares me. Like, it scares me. But I went. How, like, instantaneous, wasn't it? So I go back to work. I see my son. And me and him both had always kind of laughed about Dr. Bell. And how everybody was like, he's so great. And we're like, voodoo.
Wow.
And listen, when I walked in and he was like, how you feeling? Turn my head left, turn my head right. But he did tell me he wanted me to go have x-rays.
Right.
To make sure, because he's like, there could be arthritis, there could be, and he gave me all this stuff that it could be. Come to find out, I got a little bit of scoliosis. Go figure. There's something wrong with me.
Wow.
Go figure. My neck is straight when it's supposed to be kind of like a banana. But, and then he said, he goes, and you know, like where your cervical spine is, like right up here. So we're talking about the base of my neck. He goes, you know how people have ribs that come out from your spine? You got a little extra one. It's small. It's up here. It's not a big deal. Just a birth defect.
Wow.
I kind of feel special though. I feel like that's my tough rib.
A tough rib?
Yeah. I feel like that's where I get my toughness from, is that little rib. It's like my superpower.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, Harley Quinn has a baseball bat. I got a little extra baby rib.
Okay. You strong.
My baby rib is my superpower.
So what we're going to talk about today?
That should be a shirt.
Okay.
I want to talk about something that we've both been listening to. And we both suffered with. Struggled with.
I say, ain't no suffer.
Don't get extra. Ego.
Okay.
But what about... I learned this when I was in college. The first time. A lot of people, when you say ego is misconstrued in like modern day society. Like ego is like, a lot of people think of ego as inflated self, which can be, you know, it can be that, but it's not necessarily that.
Right.
Ego can be, what we're going to be referencing is just like self.
Right.
Personal self, how you feel, how you deal. And one of the biggest things, so what we're talking about, if you haven't read the book, you haven't read the book though, I've just made you listen to a chapter. Jay Shetty, Think Like a Monk.
Yeah.
Love him. Love him. Jeff's only listened to chapter 8 because I was like, oh my gosh, this is the stuff that we talk about. Like, this is what we talk about.
Right.
Listen to it. Because I've never felt so heard by somebody else. So, like, has said the things much more eloquently than what we do. But we've roughed around it. So I'm going to start off with a thing that I'm super guilty of. And this is a story that Jay Shetty tells in chapter 8 of Think Like a Monk. But he talks about how they're in the monastery, and it's not necessarily, I don't know if he was there, I don't remember. I don't want to misquote. But anyway, they were, so we'll just pretend it wasn't him. I'm not sure if it was or not. But there was 4 monks in a monastery, and they had a vow of silence. One of the people in the vow of silence at some point was supposed to go light candles. And he was sitting there in meditation. He didn't go light the candles.
Right.
Monk number 2. So monk number 1 should light the candles. Monk number 2 is sitting there watching monk number 1. Getting irritated. Focus on monk number 1. Like, why didn't he light the candles? He's supposed to light the candles. And finally, he can't take it no more. And he says, why haven't you lit the candles? You're supposed to lit the candles by now. So monk number 1 looks at him like, monk number 3 now says, what in the world were you doing? Why did you say anything? You now broke the vow of silence. He didn't light the candles. Now you've broken the vow of silence. What are you doing? Then there was monk number 4. And monk number 4 sat there for, a good 45 minutes. And then just looked and laughed. And he said, all of you all did the wrong thing. And you all broke the vow of silence. You didn't light the candles when you were supposed to. And in that moment, by pointing out the flaws of everyone else, they literally they created a inflated esteem of themselves. Like, I didn't break the vow of silence, but literally the moment they spoke, they did. So by verbally pointing out what someone else did, they then committed the same sin.
Yeah, and it was more like, let's say, okay, Tom broke the law. I'm just saying Tom, just call him Tom broke. And then Stephen called out Tom. Then Jim called out Stephen and Tom. And then that person called out and. So therefore, every one of them broke the law. Everyone played gotcha.
Yes.
It's like the ego, and that's one thing that the ego does, which is unfortunate.
Well,
it's like, wow.
It's a thing to where we like to call out and point out the problems of other people and the issues of other people because we see it in ourselves.
Right.
And he talks about that in such a way that I found, like this week, when I've gotten irritated with people, it's literally made me think, because prepping for this episode, it literally made me think, what am I doing? Like, why do I feel that way? Why am I casting like such a hard judgment? And I've got to say, like, truth be told, it softened me. And but like, everybody knows that right now there's pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine, pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro-Biden, anti-Biden, pro-U.S., anti-U.S. Everybody has a stance on everything. And at times you feel like there's not any... I feel like at times, for me personally, it's like, why is everyone I know an extremist?
Right.
Like, where is it to where I can just sit and like, what happened to the good old days of where, some people liked Clinton, some people hated him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Some people liked George Bush and some hated him. Mm-hmm. But they'd sit and talk about it and kind of clown each other for it. Mm-hmm. Now it's like fighting words.
Yeah.
And not that everyone is that way. I have got literally my friend set is split politically. Mm-hmm. But I think that's rare. And we respect each other's opinions and move on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think that's a rare occurrence. But when I look, and sometimes I get so mad when I see things.
Right.
And it hurts my feelings personally. Mm-hmm. But this week I've been able to sit back and say, why are you taking it personally? Don Miguel Ruiz wrote a book, The 4 Agreements. Mm-hmm. And one of the 4 agreements is don't take anything personally.
Well, and the thing is, easier said than done when it comes to the ego. Mm-hmm. Is 9 times out of 10, it's not about you. Mm-hmm.
99 times out of 100, probably.
It's not about you. And that's where the ego was, Sherry was talking about it. And it just kind of hit me like, wow. It's like, oftentimes when people come at you, it's not about you. Mm-hmm. And that was powerful. And I've heard it in many different ways, but that was very powerful. And it was 4 things that he indicated. He was talking about humility and how to reach true humility. And one, he said, and it's 4 different things. One, if you have hurt others, don't forget it, because it keeps you grounded. It keeps you, okay, this is the pain that you can cause. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. He said, never forget that. 2, I forgot. Oh my goodness.
Never forget the pain that you caused others. Never forget the pain others caused you.
Never forget the pains others caused you. And what else?
Never forget the good things that you've done for others.
Never forget. Yeah, never forget that. Exactly.
And never forget the good things others have done for you.
It keeps you balanced, and it keeps you from going off the rails, and it keeps you to, true. And talking about true humility. And he said something that that hit me. He said, the ego works where respect. There are some where the ego says respect is earned, but then there's others that said their respect is inspired. Mm-hmm. And that's powerful.
Yep.
It's like, okay, I respect you because you're my this or you're my that, or you have that title. But no, I'm inspired. You inspire me to respect you through just who you are and how you inspire. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Through your ups and through your downs, through your this, you inspire me to respect you. And that's powerful, to have someone to respect you through inspiration, not to be told because you're supposed to.
Right.
That's powerful. And I'm like, wow, that's something to chew on. And the ego and why do you want to be successful? Do you want to be successful for praise?
Right. And that's something, my favorite story of this whole thing. Because I totally related. Like, on so many levels, it made my heart go. He talks about how he got sick when he was in the, what do you call it? The monkness? What's those called?
It probably wasn't called the monkness. With everything in me, it wasn't called the monkness.
Whatever it is. Mm-hmm. No offense, I just don't know. We don't take notes.
Is it?
We literally free fall this. Mm-hmm. Like Tom Petty.
Okay.
I don't think I meant free fall. I think I meant another phrase.
I'm just going to let you go with it.
Anyway, we're going to go with it. Anyway, we're going to skip that part. But he was talking about how he'd gotten sick, and he was talking to one of the head monks. And he was like, listen, you know, I have things I want to say. I want to talk to people. I want to help people. Being a monk wouldn't allow the use of like social media and things that he knew that could be helpful. So he was like, well, I don't know what to do. And he's like, maybe I should leave being a monk. And the head monk said to him, go. And the example he gave was this. And I mean, it rang my bell. He said, 2 men go to university. They both go to be chemical engineers.
Right.
I might be using the wrong job, but whatever. You'll get the gist. One becomes a chemical engineer working in the secular field, becomes highly successful. The other one becomes a professor at the university. Who was more successful? And he said, well, no one. They both were successful. They took their knowledge and went the routes that they wanted to go with it.
Right.
And he said, so it's time for you to leave.
Yeah.
You've gotten the learning that you need. It's time for you to go do what you're supposed to do. And like, even with this podcast, it hit me. Kristie, you know what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what you're supposed to talk about. You know that you're doing the right thing. When something is laid on you for as long as this has on me.
Right.
Like, it might not... I have looked into teaching and instruction because I so want to help people who struggle with the stuff that I struggle with. And I'm okay saying, hey, I'm garbage.
But you're not garbage.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I've made garbage decisions. I've done garbage things. I'm not, but we all have. But, you know, 10 years ago, I couldn't have said, looking at you in your face, I couldn't have said, I'm garbage and have done garbage things and been garbage to people. I couldn't do it. Now I can, because I've realized this. It was just mistakes.
Yeah, but you don't need to call yourself garbage.
I don't think I am garbage.
Yeah, you're not garbage, yeah.
I don't think I'm garbage at all. I think I'm a human who walked the face of this planet just like every other human.
Right.
Who has made mistakes. I've done things to hurt people because I was looking out for myself. I didn't think about other people's feelings because I was looking out for me. I was mean to people because I wanted to protect myself. But why did I want to protect myself? I'm all I know. I've been there for me since birth. 100% I'm here. Right? I've been there for everything I ever went through. So it has been a thing to where I realized I've went through so many things and I've been consistent. I'm there. So it's almost like 2 little separate entities, like protect you, protect you, protect you. Because if you show a flaw, people won't love you. If you show a flaw, that's what I felt like. And I'm realizing now.
Could that be the ego?
It's 100% the ego. It's 100% the ego. It's me trying to make myself like, see me. No, I'm important. No, I'm trying. No, I'm good. No, I'm pretty. No, I'm smart. And the biggest freedom I ever got. And I don't mean this ugly. I mean, I really don't, because if somebody just heard this snippet, like, they'd be like, well, and censored. Not censored, but, was Sean dying. Because it hit me when he died. It was over. Like, his moment, it was done. On this planet, it was done. I completely believe that we are living human entities and that we go on forever and we're just a physical form right now. But his physical form was gone. And I've put so much effort trying to conform to this person's idea of what I should be, or this person's, or this person's, or this person's, and have went to where it's like, well, I'm going to let them control this part of my life and them control this part of my life. I actually had kind of absorbed other people's opinions, other people's ideas, other people's feelings, and took it as my own belief, ideas, and feelings. And that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
When I really sat back and stepped away from it and looked at it and like thought with my own mind, guess what I wanted?
What?
A bleach blonde mohawk. Guess what I wanted? Tattoos.
Right.
Guess what I wanted? A Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a materialistic thing. But
Right.
that's what I wanted.
Right.
I don't always have to be practical. I can have fun.
Right. You know, it's another thing that you talked about in the book, and talking about authentic humility. And the one thing that he was talking about was, you know, when he was in the monastery, it was cleaning toilets. It was doing these things. And he was getting mad because he was like, you know, I got this, you know, I could be making 6 figures. I could be doing blah, 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 and so on and so forth. And the monk was like, you're missing the point. True humility, or trying to give service. Be careful when you are servicing someone, but you're still the center of attention. Because oftentimes, true humility is the stuff that happens behind the scenes, doing the dirty work, cleaning the toilets, you know, doing things that no one knows. But sometimes if you do stuff out in the public eye, that can also be perceived as ego. Well, and that's powerful.
That's something that I will say where, and I've brought it up I've brought it up on this podcast before, and I hope anybody that knows me knows it's the truth. Like, because they know how I am. But you used to always talk about service and have a servant's heart and all of that. You say it eloquently, but whatever. And I would just like hard eye roll because I'm a jaded hag at times. And I was like, whatever, great speech, golf clap. But then when I realized it was your behind the scenes work that made me realize you wasn't full of it. Like making sure that the kids had pizza. I mean, even the other day, I just couldn't drive to the chiropractor. I could have found somebody, but we were talking, you had the time, you came.
Right.
You will go out of your way. And it's a true servant's heart, which you've taught me to have that more. I think I'm better because I know you from that. You've taught me like, that's not just lip service. Like, that's action.
You have to, and listen, we all have to go through this, and we all learn, and you know, and none of us are perfect, and I still struggle with it sometimes, you know, and you reevaluate it and how can I become better and so on and so forth. You have to learn, we all have to learn to do things without expectations sometimes. Just give it away. And also realize that everybody don't want to receive what you have to offer, and it be okay. Because you have to ask yourself then why. You know, why do you want? You know, why? Because then the ego then turns into, is it really being a servant, or are you trying to get acceptance? And if you're trying to get acceptance, why are you trying to get acceptance from that? Or from that person, or from that, you know what I'm saying? Why? What about that will validate you?
True.
The ego. We want to be liked. We want to be liked by people that we don't even like.
That's so true. Why?
So you got to ask yourself that.
I still do that though.
Hold on. You have to ask yourself, why in the world do you really want to be liked by some people whom you don't like yourself? And it's the ego. And we all have to just kind of get past that and just move forward. And I think, you know, that chapter is very powerful. And I'm going to go back and listen to it some more.
So this is what we're going to do.
Hold on for a second. I'm going to go back and listen to it some more. And I want to really connect with it. Okay.
This is what I'm going to say. Put a pin in it. Pause. Because we are now at, I don't know how many minutes because my thing is dark. Like
December.
almost 40 minutes. And we haven't even scratched the surface. There's at least one more part I want to talk about.
Not on this one, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Not on this one to go too long. Because we love you guys. And we don't want it to go too long.
Oh.
So, yeah. Let's make it a two-parter. You want to make it a two-parter?
Yeah.
We'll decide it on the fly?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me think for a second. And figure this out. See, we do it on the fly. We do it on the fly. Let me figure out the last thing before we go. Okay? Let me think. Okay. So we're going to live in lightly. Got a question.
Yeah.
It was on Instagram. It was to you. I literally just yawned through that. I'm going to totally leave it because it's late and I'm tired. And this is what we do for our people. When you are picking music,
Okay.
do you do it based off your mood or the skill set of your choir? I don't even know what that question means.
Never off of my mood. Skill set of my choir, yes. Also, because I'm an educator, I want to always educate. Meaning, I want to grow your world. I want to do things that that'll challenge you, but also things that will challenge you intellectually, but also challenge you emotionally. So it could be fun. It could be heavy. It could be a different language. It can be a different style. And the thing about it, I love programming music because I want the audience to go on an emotional roller coaster. I want them to think. I want them to be inspired. I want them to be happy about things, or be sad about some things if it touches a chord, So that's where my head is. Dead composers, I believe in, Bach, Beethoven, Palestrina, live composers also.
Okay, I'll answer something now. So I did post about the Hot Works gym.
Okay.
And so people asked me, 4 people, which I thought was significant enough that I'm going to answer it because I want to.
Right.
30 people could ask me a question I don't want to answer, and I'm not going to. But 4 asked me this one, and I do want to answer it, so I'm going to answer it. So I have lupus, and it inhibits. It don't inhibit, but it can make it inflammation with anything can cause like stiffness.
Right.
Stiffness, I guess, is the best word. So I've taken yoga, instructed yoga since I was 23, I guess, 24. And I had gotten out of it big time because, I don't know, maybe I got sad in my own self, like with the lupus, and felt like I couldn't. Going into that sauna where you get warm quick, I realized I could get into a lot of my old poses a lot easier. I'm not having a lot of...
flares.
Yeah.
Lupus flares.
Yeah, not having a lot of that. But, like, I can move the next day. I might be sore, like I went to the gym and I worked some muscles, but it's not sore like that pain that you can't overcome. It's not that. So to me, if it's somebody, I mean, talk to your doctor, of course, but by all means, please, 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 just try it out. If you're suffering, try it out. You can walk out, and it's private. So I don't feel self-conscious in there.
Right.
So I'm going to make you go. You said you'd go. We're going to let you try out a sauna workout. How do you feel about working out in 125 degrees?
I've never done that, so I don't know how I would feel.
I said, how do you, I don't know how you would feel.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't give a past tense. I said, what do you think it will be like?
I have no idea.
You think you'll like it? I think you'll love it.
I have no idea.
I think you'll love it because you're a flipping weirdo who likes to do things I hate. Do you remember the one time that we had recorded? And then you were like, let's go for a walk. And I almost laid down because I was so mad because it was hot. And I was like, it is too hot. The sun is too hot. I can't do it. take me to Epcot. I can walk 14 hours walking around. No issue. You tell me I'm going on a healthy exercise walk and it's a little humid. I can't do it. This is how it ends. I may or may not be a little extra.
You are. That's okay.
All right. So we'll continue this and we'll take notes. Let's take notes next time.
Okay.
So next week, we'll have a part two with notes. Part two with
the
notes.
ego. Going in with the ego. Very good.
And I will... Look, I'm getting ready to say it live. I'll tell some of my ego struggles and you'll tell some of yours. As I get the side eye. Or he might not.
I mean, there you go.
We'll see. But I will. Because, whatever. Anyway, make sure that you follow us on Instagram. Check the show notes. I'm putting it all in there. It's too hard to say it. It's too hard to say it all. Let's try to say it in tandem. Do you know what tandem is? At the same time. Okay, you ready? Can I get like some sign of life from you? Are you ready? He's giving me the deadpan stare.
I'm not doing
So we'll say.
I'll do my last part.
That's what I want to do in tandem.
Okay, gotcha. See you next time on
Red and Green, the podcast.
On Instagram, Facebook, and in your local grocery store.
When are you going to let me make some TikToks?
Wrong, brother. TikTok.
I recorded you the other day. I'm going to make one with it.